This is my bird horror story for Sean Morley's live music stream Birds at 8 PM on Saturday. Hashtag I fear birds. My story isn't perhaps massively on the horror side, but it is true. Once upon a time, I was at the zoo. Why I was at the zoo is it's none of your business. I was watching one of those bird display things, which they do like 3 times a day. The bloke doing it had no charm whatsoever, and was doing the Radio 4 thing with his bird facts, where he was doing he came out, he had one of the Britney Spears mics, and he was saying, and an eagle would come out and he'd say something like, and as you can see, this is a wonderful bird, and like everything was coming through like really tinny like that through the speakers. And went on like that for a bit. We saw like a couple of birds that flew around and looked magnificent and beautiful and blah 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 blah. And then he started really hyping up this next bird. He was like, and the next bird that comes out, he said, is incredible. He said from studying them, they've been able to cure diseases, everything like that. And everyone was getting really excited. Everyone was there sort of like anticipated, really exciting. And he then pulled back a hatch, and this thing came out that like everything, all the other birds had come out from the sort of top and flew in. This thing galumphed out. It was like, it looked like a Hieronymus Bosch painting, or like Jim Henson's Creature Workshop had made it. Everything about it was completely off balance. It was about the size of a wheelbarrow, and it was some kind of vulture thing. Like, it just looked like a Skeksis. Like, and I know Skeksis are obviously influenced by vultures, so that's a sort of retroactive thing to apply to it. But it looked haggard. Like, it looked worn and disgusting. Like, its skin looked like a Ren and Stimpy cartoon, and like bits of feathers were going everywhere, and everything it was doing was like off balance and horrible. And all the children just started screaming, like full on nightmare screaming. And then it would do things like they'd thrown bits of old meat sort of near the front of people, and while he was still giving his facts of, you just couldn't hear it for the amount of terrified children. And then this thing would like jump up close and just sort of pull at raw meat with its talons and beak sort of inches away from these children's faces. It was just this hideous monster. And then to sort of mitigate it, he then released two parrots, or two macaws come out. And they were green and pretty, and they flew out, and as he was delivering his fact, they just shot overhead. So when anyone talks about a fear of birds or a bird thing, I don't think of like Alfred Hitchcock or anything. I think about those children's terrifying faces trying to get away from this sort of hideous monster with blood, sinew sort of from its mouth, just sort of looking up at those 2 other parrots that were sort of making their escape. I hope that's all right. Have fun.